Well, good afternoon and welcome back to the GrTwodays Championship here at the Ultimate Racing League. We are here with the Pro-Am guys for the GT500 season. So this season, the guys, as discussed in the commentary on the Pro League, will be using the three GT500 cars from 2008, which is the Nissan GTR, the Honda NSX, and the Lexus SC430. These guys are from the Pro-Am League, so the league below the Pro, and they are at the Brands Hatch circuit for their race coming up next. We'll just go down through the grid, we'll have a look at their liveries, and we'll go through their qualifying positions, and then we will get the race underway. So on pole, we have a newcomer to the championship. We did see him in the Pro League race of last season at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Canada, the HKRT Canados. And he did struggle a little bit at that race. I think he might have been new to the racing with the Ultimate Racing League, and perhaps a little bit green on the track itself. However, he has obviously got to grips very quickly with the Nissan GTR that he is driving for this season, and he is also apparently very good around Brands Hatch, as he has put it on pole position in his Nissan GTR with, I was going to say snakeskin, but looking at the dragon logos I could see on that livery, it looks to be probably more akin to dragon skin. I'm not familiar with that livery, but looking cool nevertheless. In second place, we have GT Mac over from Ireland, so another different nationality. We have quite a few different nationalities, as you'll see as we go down through in this division. And he is in the Honda NSX with the Worth GT livery. In third place, we have MST Shadow, or as we would know him from last season, appears to have renamed to Shadow Treble 7. So we'll just call him Shadow because it's going to be easier throughout this race. And he is in what looks to be a custom Pennzoil livery on his Honda NSX. In fourth place, we have Hoyland returning for another season, which is great to see. He grew throughout the last season, having initially decided to call it a day early on. He came back, he stuck at it, and first race of the season, he's put it in fourth on the grid here at Brands Hatch in his Nissan GTR, and that is a testament to his efforts. So great stuff, and he is in the what looks to be reminiscent of the Jag Formula One team HSBC livery in his Nissan GTR. In fifth place, we have P. White in the Visa Cash app, looking like the RB. What are they called now this season? I'm not sure what they're called, but the sister team to the Red Bull Formula One team. And P. White is obviously returning for another season. He has dropped down the league. Initially, he was in Pro for last season. He's had a few issues, and I think the contract that he managed to secure was for this league, so he'll be keen to prove his worth to battle into the Pro League once again. But he started well. He's in fifth place on the grid for this first race of the season. In sixth place, in what looks to be a cracking Golf livery Honda NSX, is Sai, another returning act. He started last season. He had various issues with the car, with his own situations, and unfortunately had to call it a day midway through the season. He is returning for this season, however, and he is in the Honda NSX, and he's put it on sixth on the grid. In seventh place, we have another returning act, HKRT Paris. Another of the Hellenic, put my teeth back in, Hellenic Knights racing team guys that we saw last season, and he has put it in seventh with his Nissan GTR. In eighth place, second place finisher in the championship last season in the Nissan GTR for this season is Pablo Jr. He is in eighth place. In ninth place, the first of the Lexuses, not a particularly popular car in this division, but HKRT Speed Demon has gone with it, and he's put it in ninth on the grid. in an Eneos Motor Oil livery there. In 10th, we have in the Takata Honda NSX, Ural Grahamed Ali, and he is obviously another returning act to this championship. He is also, thankfully, a host for this league. Massive appreciations for hosting, and he is in 10th place on the grid. In 11th, we have G. Smith in a Technics Honda NSX, so a very popular car for this championship, and he is in 11th place, a newcomer to this league. In 12th, we have Castuan returning again this time in the Lexus SC430 in another Petronas livery. Not like the F1 livery. Panos is running in Pro League, but very, very similar different color combinations. In 13th place, we have Duke Fresh, a newcomer from South Africa, and he has decided to take the NSX for this season as well, and a very cool Ultimate Racing League livery on that NSX there in 13th place. In 14th in the Nissan GTR, we have TG Vane, and he is again returning for another season of shenanigans, as you were, and he is in the Nissan GTR there as well. In 15th, in the Carlsberg liveried NSX, we have Carlsberg, another returning driver to this championship. Great to see. And in 16th place, another newcomer, Trainor Motorsport from Ireland as well. I believe he's flown over with his colleague GT Mac. He'll be slightly disappointed to be this far back on the grid, but I'm sure he will be keen to make places up and put a stamp on this championship as a newcomer to the GrTwosdays. So, back up to the front of the grid, and we will get this race underway. And the lights go out, and away we go with Canados taking us down into turn 1. As Shadow looks to have a little... Oh, they've got a rear end there from Canados. Not sure what happened there. Let's go back. It all looked rather serene and quiet. And then, I'm not sure who it was. I think it was GT Mac. Oh yeah, he's got his braking point all wrong, and the Shadow's been a victim of the slow pace. And then we've got Carlsberg having a nibble at G. Smith as well. We've got Vane getting all out of shape. Everything happening. Oh, and Castuan's off on the inside. Not sure what happened there either. He seemed to be hit by a ghost there, really. As we move up, and Canados just recovering there in 8th place. Everything happening early on, but Shadow, the big benefactor, and Hoyland in 2nd place as well, with GT Mac in 3rd. All the drivers now just coming through the middle part of this lap as Carlsberg goes wide. Carlsberg is in the gravel trap, and he is dropping down the grid. And if it weren't for the fact that there have been further issues further back, I think he would have been away from it, and he is. He's dropped out of 15th. He's just battling with Duke Fresh as he returns to the track, and he's just going to have to sit there and settle in for 15th place as we get back up to the top of the grid with Shadow in 1st, stretching his legs out in front a little bit with Hoyland in 2nd, Sly in 3rd, and GT Mac in 4th, P. White in 5th, HKRT Paris sticking out the inside of Pablo. Is he going to make that position hold? He holds that inside line, battling side by side as they come through, and he has made that position stick. And as we see at the background there, we got Castuan having to move up the inside of Grahamed Ali, but Castuan goes deep. They all go deep, and all the positions are changing. Canados is off again. Canados is into the grass, and Canados is just having an absolute nightmare. And we've lost... Who have we lost? We've lost Sai. We've lost Grahamed. No, G. Smith's off. They're all off. What's going on? Let's go back and have a look at what's going on there, because that was chaos. The Perez gets through okay, Pablo's through okay, Grahamed, and then Canados gets a little bit of a rear end from... So we lost GT Mac up ahead as well. What happened to GT Mac? Oh, he rear ends Sai and he loses it under the loss of traction there, and he's gone round. And then we lost G Smith after rear ending Canada, so G Smith ends up in the grass as well. And Carlsberg, Duke Fresh, Trevor Smith, and there's G Smith at the back of the grid. Unfortunate stuff. Now that's oh, we've got more stops at the back by the look of it. Speed Demon, what's happened to Speed Demon? Oh, Speed Demon's lost it as well. This is chaos. 7th place for Speed Demon. Oh, and Cassian sticks it on the inside and takes out Speed Demon. What on earth is going on? Let's jump on chase cam with Muhammad Ali there. They get through this session. We've got to Cassian now as we come through into the left-hander. Speed Demon goes deep. Cassian sees the door open. Oh, there isn't any contact, but doesn't appear to be any contact, but Speed Demon loses it by clipping the grass. So unfortunate. And the whole order has just been turned on its head, with everybody chopping and changing and spinning off track, but they're all back up and running. And despite all that chaos, the gaps aren't that big, so we could still have some quite close racing. Oh, we haven't even completed lap 2. So, as Shadow brings us round the final turn to cross the start-finish line, to start lap 3, we'll go through the pecking orders. We've got Shadow in first, Hoyland in second, Fly there in third, P. White now in fourth, as we got 3 abreast, coming around the final corner with Pablo Jr., Castian on the inside, HKT Paris looking at the outside, and Muhammad Ali having a bit of an interest as well, as Castian sends out the inside of Pablo Jr. into the first corner. Can he make his stay there side by side? Pablo Jr. goes deep, HKT Paris having a look at the inside, Castian now goes down the inside of the hairpin, Pablo Jr. going deep, Paris is going through as well. But no, Pablo Jr. holds on, he's now on the inside line going into the left-hander, and he holds his position as Castian goes wide, Castian spins, and Paris spins, everybody's spinning, this is crazy. Pablo Jr. the big winner, Muhammad Ali another big winner, and this is chaos. Vane then holds on to 7th, Canados is now back up to 8th, Carlsberg at 9th, and Castian having a bit of Doug Fresh there as well. Whew. Absolutely chaos as Castian and Duke Fresh now go side by side down towards the fast right-hander. Who is going to yield? Nobody, as Castian tucks in behind Duke Fresh and has to just settle in behind. But he's not going to give that up easy, is he? As Duke Fresh goes a little bit deep, as does Tranel Motorsport. He can't believe his luck. He's up to 14th place, newcomer, and making positions early doors as well. HKRT Speed Demon, having dropped back, is trying to fight his way back up through the field. We know he's got some good pace. And Castian is dropping back a little bit for Duke Fresh. And Duke Fresh is having a good GT Mac, and Duke Fresh sends out the inside of GT Mac into the turn 1, and Castian's having a little look as well. Can Castian get past GT Mac? GT Mac, who qualified high up in the grid, dropping back at the moment, and he does. He sends it up the inside. Can he make that stick? He does. Castian, great move from Castian there. And he is up into 11th place with GT Mac dropping to 13th. Speed Demon in behind GT Mac now. Is Speed Demon going to have a look at GT Mac going down into this next section of the lap? We're not even completing lap 4, and everything is absolutely chaotic on another level. Castian now gets a little bit of a look. Is that lag? No, Castian is tucked onto that rear bumper. Not under, not in. He is on it. As he goes down the inside, he's moved to the inside line as Duke Fresh covers him off. Closes that door before it's open, but Duke Fresh goes wide. Duke Fresh is onto the grass. He comes back on. Castian does look like he's got that position, but now can Duke Fresh come? No, and Castian and GT Mac have spun. Castian and GT Mac are off as well. Not sure what happened there. Let's go back and have a little look. They seem to lose it in synchronicity there as they come down round the right-hander. Doesn't appear to be any contact. They both slide. They both get oversteer. And they're both in the barrier, and they are at the back of the grid. Castian undoing all that hard work he'd put in. As Perez now comes round, and oh, thank goodness, a ghost in. Drives straight through GT Mac. And Castian now at the back of the grid. We've forgotten all about all the guys at the front. As all this has been unfolding, this absolutely chaotic race Not even at the end of lap 5, and Vane's gone deep now, and Vane is in the gravel trap and fighting as Pablo Jr. comes through his goes. Canados is through on his goes. Carlsberg come and have a look as well. As we go back to Duke Fresh. Oh, we were back with Duke Fresh, but we seem to have lost Duke Fresh. Duke Fresh is gone, so not sure where Duke Fresh has gone. Looks like a disconnect because he did disappear instantly. I think that is going to have to be, it's got to be a disconnect there for Duke Fresh. But, well, we get a little bit of a breather now as GrTwosdays Motorsport is now battling with HKRT Speed Demon. And we can take a minute just to reflect on, well, the chaos of those opening laps, because that is racing, there are no words. Absolutely no words, but in amongst all the chaos, Shadow has just gone, you know what, you do what you do, but I'm going out and I'm going to lead this race and I'm going to take this victory. And he's doing a cracking job at the moment, sticking out in front. Not sure if he will have to take some responsibility for the first turn, for that first lap instance early on, but the stewards will obviously decide. But he's not worrying about that at the moment. He's just doing all he can to hold on to the lead of this race. And Sai is a good chunk further back, but he's got clear air behind him and he's in second place. P. White there in third. Great stuff from P. White, keeping his nose clean, keeping everything on the track, and he's holding third place at the moment. And Hoyland in amongst it. I know he's dropped back a position from his qualifying positions, but he is holding on to fourth place. Muhammad Ali, one of the big gainers after all those chaotic incidents there. He's come up from well back on the grid and he's up in the fifth. Pablo Jr. in sixth. Again, a big mover. Canados, the big loser at the moment, as he does go a bit deep there as well. He was on pole and he's dropped down into seventh place. He's on the hard tire, so he's going to be, I would imagine, focusing on his strategy. So the race could well come back towards him, but time is going to tell on that one. Carlsberg, another big benefactor of those incidents. He's in 8th place. Vane is in 9th. And then a little bit of a gap back to HKRT Speed Demon, one of the big losers there. I think he dropped, oh no, I'm not sure. I think he finished about there. But GrTwosdays Motorsport can't believe his luck, getting up into 11th place early doors. And Perez, another of the big losers there with GT Mac. After those incidents, they've both dropped well back. G Smith as well. And Cassian, after all the hard work he put in trying to make moves early on, he's dropped back as well. So let's get back up into the thick of the action, as it looks like we got a little bit of a battle brewing now between Pablo Jr. Oh, the battle has raged and Pablo Jr. has come out on top. As they're coming across the start-finish line bumper to bumper. So Muhammad Ali leads them down the start-finish straight with Pablo Jr. with the slipstream. Is Pablo Jr. going to dive to the inside? He does, and that's how he gets the move done. Straight down the inside of turn one. Muhammad looking for the cutback, but Pablo's got the drive out of the corner, and I don't think had enough. So he takes a wider line, which will give him a good early get on the power coming out of that corner, and just keeps him ahead of Muhammad Ali there. And he makes that place up with Muhammad Ali dropping to 6th place on the grid. Vane looking like he's struggling to get the grips with that Nissan GTR. Through testing, I know when I drove all three cars, the Nissan GTR did seem to be the hardest beast to tame, to be honest. Very, very loose when it comes to grip and different things. Oh, hit the wrong button. And it was, I didn't think it would be a very popular choice. But there we go. We have quite a few drivers in this division anyway, in that Nissan GTR as well. So Speed Demon, one of the only drivers in this division in the Lexus, probably would have been looking to have done a lot better in this race had he not had the earlier incident. But there we are. He's in 10th place, 11th place. GrTwosdays Motorsport, newcomer to this division. Great to see some newbies knocking around and trying their hands at the GR2 cars. And he's looking to have a go at HKRT Speed Demon as we come across the start finish line. The start lap 8 feels like we've had a whole race already. As Carlsberg now closing it in on the back of Canados. Muhammad Ali up in front, looking like he's just dropping back from Pablo Jr. He wants to be careful he doesn't drop into the clutches of Canados though, as these two also are obviously looking to battle it out. Canados is going to be kicking himself, grabbing pole position in his first outing in this league, and really in the GrTwosdays Championship, first proper outing, and having those getting shunted off is not ideal. But he's keeping his head down, focusing on what he's got to do. He's on the hard compound tyre, which isn't an easy tyre to manage, especially around here. The grip levels are poor on the hard tyres. And he's just keeping Carlsberg at bay as they close in on the back of Muhammad Ali and start another three-way battle. Just see something brewing up in front as Hoyland is closing in on the back of PY. As we start lap 9, Hoyland is having a look to see if he can bridge that gap and make a move as they come down into the hairpin. And just got to try. Oh, we've got an issue back here. Oh, it's Canados again. Canados comes round turn 1. I think, is he going to go deep? Yeah, he's gone very deep, and he's in the gravel. He's done well to keep it pointing the right way, and he's not just slinging it back on track. He's rejoined safely, and he is having an absolute nightmare at the moment. Really unfortunate, but we shall leave him to recover and see what he can do with the rest of his race. As we now look at Hoyland, tucks right in behind P. White in that NSX. Hoyland in the GTR as they come down the back straight. Up the hill, Hoyland goes for the inside, but P. White gets the break in a little bit later and closes that door as P. White takes it to a little bit of grass there, and they come around the right-hander at the top of the hill as they drop down the hill towards the back end of this lap. Hoyland now really close onto the back of P. White there, really pushing him along. Trying to force him into a mistake as they come around the final turn to start lap 10. Not quite close enough, Hoyland. I think a side dives into the pits to get rid of his hard tyres. I think Hoyland is probably looking to try and build that gap, bridge that gap in the wrong places a little bit. He seems to be closing in on the back of PY at just the wrong moments, and just struggling to open that opportunity to get past him. But he's got a great line going through there, and a good exit. Is that going to allow him to get up close? The cameraman likes to be nice and close on these cars, so it gives us a bit of a challenge when it comes to seeing everything that's going on track. But we've had some pit stops as well, I think, in amongst all of this. So it's because there will be people diving in to get rid of the hard tyres early on as well. It's going to be really hard to go back and try and figure out who's on what. So we'll have a little look as Hoyland goes deep and he takes the gravel, and that gives P. White some real breathing space. Hoyland now under pressure from Pablo Jr. as he goes around the outside. The Pablo Jr. around the outside as Hoyland goes deep again. Oh no, Hoyland is spun and he's into the barrier. No, don't do it. Oh God, thank God for ghosting. He's just no. Word of advice, needs to be a little bit more aware when it comes to rejoining the track, because that could have gone horribly wrong. But I get the frustration. He was doing so well battling with P. White for third place, and he's just come unstuck there as P. White now dives into the pits. I wondered where he had gone. And Toronto Motorsport has got past Speed Demon. The Toronto Motorsport is past Speed Demon and up into 8th place. Speed Demon in 9th. These positions are going to be very, very skewed right now due to the various different strategies that are starting to unfold. Canados is now back in 12th. He's now been in the pits though, so he's off those hard tyres. Perez there looks like he's nursing a few issues. His indicator flashing, so perhaps he's struggling a little bit, dropping back down the grid. Castor is still battling away. He's still on those soft tyres, so he hasn't been in the pits, but he is really struggling now after those early excursions into the sand, and G. Smith has now been into the pits as well. So we're back up to the front of the grid with Shadow, and he's already as they start lap 12, looking at the back of G. Smith in 15th place, looking to perhaps make a move and lap. Shadow is really bolted after getting through all that chaos. As Pablo Jr. with the fastest lap of the race, 2 laps previous, an 18.386 on the soft tyres, running in second place. As Muhammad Ali has now come into the pits, as you can see there, dropping down. Sai is in third after he is now pitted. The Sai looking good for a podium here. He's already pitted. He's purple into sector 1, and he is a man on a charge on those medium tyres. Could this be Sai's race? Carlsberg probably can't believe his luck, bridging, starting all the way back down towards the back end of the grid, but he finds himself in 4th place and pushing his way along to try and capitalise on the issues others around him have had. The same with Vane. Vane struggled early on, but doing well up in 5th, with Hoyland now in 6th. He looks like he's had a couple more issues. Vetrano Motorsport now looking to try and get all over the back of him and potentially make a move as Hoyland then loses it again. He's into the barrier. Absolute nightmare from Hoyland. He's gone from doing so well. I think he does need to just sort of think about where he's rejoining. It could go horribly wrong rejoining in that manner, but he's back on the track, and well, hopefully he can get his head down, shake off that damage and get his way back up, but it could be worse. Canados has had an absolute nightmare as well, and he's stuck on pole, so Hoyland can't be too disappointed with his return. As GT Mac now looking to try and get past Paris. I think Paris has got an issue or two going on. I'm not sure whether he's accidentally hit the... I think he might have accidentally hit the hazards. His car doesn't seem to be behaving like it's on auto drive, so I don't think that is the case. He's just got the hazards on, so something to look at perhaps with his button allocation. Yeah, he's purple, so he's definitely not on auto drive. Just obviously has hit that button. So GT Mac's going to have to try and find a way around him. As Castian then still on those soft tyres towards the back of the grid. That lap 10 by the looks of it being a real big stinker that is left him floundering at the back end of the grid. As Pablo now comes in to take his first stop. Fly then up into second place. Shadow still going on those medium tyres up in first. Remains to be seen if we're going to get any more action. We've got a little battle going on here. I didn't see that on the mini map. They were so close together. They look like one triangle. As Bain is now fending off Trano Motorsport, who is a man on a mission here, looking to really make a statement in his first season with the GrTwosdays Championship. And he's all over the back of Vane, and he's going to be looking to make a move soon, I would imagine. Getting a grip to that NSX really quickly, and Vane is struggling with that GTR as Vane takes up the racing line and move. Oh, they're bumper to bumper. Trano Motorsport up the inside, he's sending it down the inside, and he's made that move, a really opportunistic move there. It's not somewhere you would normally see a move because it's such a fast right-hander, but he saw the door open and he went, thank you very much, and he's driven straight through it, and he's up into 4th place on the trackers as we speak. As we just drop back and have a little look as HKRT Speed Demon is now fending off P White. P White on a move. So P White looking to try and find a way past Speed Demon, but nothing doing there, as it looks up ahead that we've got Vane trying to come back at Trano Motorsport, but Trano Motorsport has managed to build a couple of car lengths there, as Muhammad Ali looking a bit interested, but HKRT Speed Demon can't think too much about the guys up in front, as he's got a rear view mirror full of P White's NSX, and that is getting ever closer as he's now coming round the left-hander onto the back straight. And well, with one that snap of oversteer that P. White there, I think he'd be on top of that rear bumper, being dragged along by Speed Demon until he felt like he wants to move out of that slipstream. But he's got great drive round that right-hander, and as they come down the hill towards the final few turns off lap 15, P. White is all over the back of the grid. And P. White sends it up the inside. Oh, HKRT Speed Demon was obviously looking to pit then, and P. White obviously was looking for the pass. He wasn't worried about what Speed Demon was doing, and he's just sent it right up the inside and claimed that 7th place. Great stuff. That was a crash. That was definitely a crash there. Not sure who that was. Oh, there's our driver in the. So who have we got off the track? We'll have to go on board with Canada to see who that is. Oh, it's Castellan. Oh, I think that's as he's come out of the pits as well. Something's gone horribly wrong with Castellan. He's in the pits, taking on a bit of fuel, and he's come out, and where does he go? Oh, I don't think he knew much about that. I reckon that's a steering disconnect or something that has gone horribly wrong, because he's rolling back into the path of the oncoming traffic. Hopefully he's ghosted, because well, we'll leave him to it, but I think we might find ourselves losing him very shortly. We have lost somebody else. We've lost somebody else. So who have we lost? Because we're down to 14. The Castellan now getting back underway. So Shadow still leading, Sai in second, Carlsberg third. Harris is there, Hoyland, G. Smith. Oh, hang on. No, GT Mac. Where's GT Mac? Oh, we've lost GT Mac. That's who we've lost. Must have been a disconnect somewhere else. So we're down to 14. Really unfortunate when that happens, but well, what can I say? So let's focus on the drivers we have got. So we've got Shadow in first place. Since he's gained that first place through all the chaos, he's not relinquished it, but he also hasn't pitted yet. So where will that bring him out? Sai is a good chunk behind him in second place, with Carlsberg in third. Toronto Motorsport up to fourth, as Muhammad Ali now looking to get past Vane. So Muhammad Ali has caught all the way back up onto the bumper of Vane, and P. White on a move as well, trying to latch onto the back of these two as they come around the left-hander onto the back straight. Muhammad Ali gets a nice tight inside line there, and he's got great drive out of that corner, and he's side by side with Vane as they go down the back straight. Vane just has the edge gap in front, but Muhammad Ali looking on the inside, but he's going to have to tuck in behind Vane as they come round the right hand, fast sweeping right-hander. And I doubt whether there's going to be any opportunity coming round these turns up at the top end of the track before we start heading back down the hill. And he's coming round to the penultimate corner of this lap. Muhammad Ali is all over the back of Vane as Vane drops a bit on the grass there. And that's going to give Muhammad Ali a good run on him down towards the final corner. If he can keep it clean and tucked in behind, he may have a run down on him into turn one. But I think he's just dropped a little bit too far back. And now he is going to be up against it with regards to getting the move done early on in this lap at the very least. Or is he? As Vane goes deep, but Muhammad Ali absolutely nails turn one. And Vane takes a defensive inside line, but he's going to go deep, but Muhammad Ali sees the door and he goes through it, and side by side as they go down towards the left-hander, Vane holding on to that inside turn, inside line, but Muhammad Ali goes for the outside and gets the move done. Great stuff from Muhammad Ali, great racing from these guys, side by side but nice and clean. And Vane in 6th place there, with P. White now looking to have a go as well. So P. White having a tucks up in behind Vane as they go down the back straight. Is he going to dive up the inside? No, he's going to stay where he is for the time being. Tuck it in behind Vane, looking to try and latch onto the back of Muhammad Ali. He's not done yet. with that position. He really wants to get that one back. I have no idea what people's strategies are using. This has been action from the first lap to, well, we're on lap 18 now, and I don't really think we've had too much of a breather throughout this entire race. As P. White now gets up the inside of Vane. Vane was again dropping on the grass, and he's left that door open. And P. White has gone, thank you very much. And Vane has decided now is the time to get off the medium tyres, and he's dived into the pits. Great stuff from these guys early on in this season. We haven't lost any other drivers, so G. Smith and Castoon at the back of the grid. I believe both of them have been lapped. Castoon really struggling after showing some early promise, as he often does, to be fair. He often starts off really strong and then sort of fades away. It's really a shame to see. Hopefully he can find out what is causing that with his, whether it's with his car, whether it's with his setup. I don't know what it might be, but hopefully he works on it and comes back fighting in the next race. I just with a silence, like technical issue. Oh, some music playing that I'm not sure where it's coming from, to be honest. Ah, it's coming from my watch. Apologies for that. Lost a little bit of focus on what I was doing. Couldn't figure out what was going on. So we'll get back up and underway. So Cassian then obviously struggling with the bat as a bat marker there to get out of the way. Sai is through and back up into fourth. It looks like Sai's now come in and gone out again on soft tyres. Graham Ali is on soft tyres, trying to motorsport. He's still going on those medium tyres, so he still is yet to pit, but he's working hard to try and keep those tyres alive. Shadow is still leading this race as we pick it back up after my slight technical glitch. Let's get back into this. So P. White in fifth, Pablo Jr. just getting through to lap. Castian Canados has made his way back up to seventh, and Canados goes off again. Really struggling at the moment, Canados, and it's a shame to see. Put it on pole, which shows he's got some really strong pace, but he's having an absolute nightmare. Whether or not he's just his head's fried after being hit off early on, which would be completely understandable, but he's really struggling to get the grips with that car. As we've now got P. White battling with just trying to latch onto the back of Sai and Graham Ali. Sai on fresh soft tyres, so he is going to be much quicker than Graham Ali is, as his tyres are very, very worn now. Coming round to complete lap 21. And can he hold on? But no, Sai has got great drive out of the penultimate corner, and he's going to get that move done into the final turn, I'm sure. And he does. He's ahead of Graham Ali, but Graham Ali looking to come back. He's not going to let that one go down without a fight. And he's got the slipstream coming across the start finish line. Is he going to send one back up the inside? He's not. He's going to hold it on to where he's at, but his side kicks up a load of gravel. But it does so Sai's got the job done, and Graham Ali is going to have to settle for fourth for now. With P. White looking menacing in behind. He's on those medium tyres, but they do hold up better for longer than the soft side. Imagine P. White's tyres are feeling a lot better than Graham's are right now. As Pablo then comes around in sixth place. Canados still in seventh place. on those medium tyres. He's already done the hard tyre stint, so this race could still reap some reward for him if he could keep his head down and try and keep it on the track for a bit. He has had a few issues already, but he's still holding on to 7th place, which really does highlight the struggles that others around him have had, as HKRT Paris being one of them. In 8th place, he's really struggled after earlier incidents. HKRT Speed Demon as well. Carlsberg, we had him up in 4th place for a while. He's had his pit stop, which looks like was done on lap 19. And then obviously he's out on lap 20, so he's just settling into those soft tyres. Bain down in 11th now after having pitted as well. Hoyland's still going. Looks like he's back out on the hard tyres. So he's going to be struggling for grip a little bit with G. Smith on the medium. So G. Smith is going to want to get that move done early. Both of these guys have, indeed, I believe, been lapped. So they are going to be... Oh, as Hoyland goes deep again, he's on the grass. And this track is such a tricky little track. Really, really tough to get the grips with. And it's a narrow track, so you don't really have much margin for error. If you drift out slightly too wide and clip any bit of grass and you're still on the throttle, you will end up pointing in the wrong direction. But Shadow isn't worried about any of that. He's done a medium tyre stint in 1st place. He's on a soft tyre stint and still comfortably in 1st place. Just a hard tyre to come for Shadow now, but he is absolutely smashing it at the moment, and he is streaking off for this race win. As long as he doesn't make a mistake, which I thought the tyre score gave us an inkling he had, but it wasn't him. So Sai crosses the line in 2nd place. He's also made a couple of stops, I believe, so he's on the soft tyres, chasing after that fastest lap of the race, and chasing after Shadow. Muhammad Ali on very worn soft tyres now. He's going to be looking to come in the next few laps, I'm sure. Probably looking to put another set of softs on the camp. I'm not sure if he's... Oh no, Graham has gone round. There I am talking about his strategy, and he just does exactly what I said has been an issue in these races, to be honest. And he's spun it round, and that is really unfortunate for Grahamid there. And hopefully he can hold on to 4th, which is now from Canados after some pit stops have happened. Canados finds himself back up into 5th. Whether that is a net 5th place or not, I don't know at this stage. But great stuff from Canados to keep his head down and keep moving in the right direction. Pablo Jr. then in 6th, Perez still going in 7th, Speed Demon in 8th. Granol Motorsport back underway after a pit stop in 9th place there. Carlsberg in 10th, just behind him. Vane in 11th. G. Smith down in 12th, with Hoyland down in 13th after his early promise and looking at being lapped by Shadow. And Castian is now also looking to try and get out of the way of P. White as they come through around the 1st turn, and he does so. He gives plenty of room on that inside line, and P. White goes through in 3rd place. Great stuff for P. White as well after benefiting from those earlier incidents. So as we're finally able to take a little bit of a breather, now this gives us an opportunity to sort of highlight, obviously this is the GrTwodays Championship with the Ultimate Racing League. Multiple leagues going on within the Ultimate Racing League on all different days. You do find yourself thinking you'd like to get involved after watching these guys pound around 39 laps of Brands Hatch in the GR2 GT500 cars. Then please do get in touch. We are currently full on the 2 lobbies with the GrTwodays Championship, so we would need at least 10 additional drivers to consider an additional league. But if you fancy having a go next time out at whatever we have in store for you on a Tuesday, then just get in touch and we can keep you up to date. But alternatively, if you do want to get involved in any of the league racing within the Ultimate Racing League, drop us a line either on Facebook, in our Facebook group, or leave comments on any of the commentators' videos. I'm sure they will be more than happy to pass on any information to you, or pass your information on to our CEO Alex, and he will get in touch with regards to getting you involved. Everybody is a little bit spread out. It looks like everybody's strategies are starting to play out, and the gaps started to form, but I'm sure they're likely to come back together again as the race goes on towards, we're now into the latter parts of this race, into the final third, I think. It's the final third, and we've got that, I think that's 14 laps to go, including this one, and then we will be crowning our winner for the first round of the GrTwosdays GT500 Championship season. Castian just clinging on there to PY, and is keeping him just out of touch of Canados, who's obviously looking to try and make headway. Shadow is still hanging around in first place with a good comfortable margin ahead of Sly in second. PY in third, doing a cracking job, and Canados, I think we were Castian's kicking up even more dust there. Canados holding on to fourth at the moment, and he will be looking to try and get past Castian to get on the road up, get on up after PY. Pablo then in fifth. Perez recovering well at the moment, holding on to sixth place and looking okay for that. Speed Demon is in seventh, with Toronto Motorsport now for company. Toronto Motorsport is on slightly fresher soft tyres. These two were doing battle early on in the race, and the pit stop phase spread them out a bit, but they are coming back together now on those fresher sets of soft tyres. And Toronto Motorsport looking the more menacing of the two as he's closing in on the back of Speed Demon. Speed Demon with a 19.0. Toronto Motorsport with a 18.4, so half a second taken out of his lead there just on that lap. The Toronto Motorsport is a man on a mission, trying to make that headway to the guys up ahead and solidify a good points finish for his first outing. That's Carlsberg there, a long way back from those guys in ninth place, as Toronto Motorsport now gets a good strong exit out onto the back straight, and he's tucked up behind HKRT Speed Demon. He's not quite close enough to be looking to make a move, but he is going to benefit from some slipstream there, which Speed Demon doesn't have. He's a bit too far back from Pablo Jr. up ahead. So Toronto Motorsport is going to want to try and get this done before they ended up in a bit of a slipstream train, as they do both appear to be closing in on sixth place Pablo there. That gap is getting shorter and shorter. We've got a yellow flag, so who have we lost in that with that yellow flag? Oh, it must have been a late yellow flag that hadn't been pulled back in yet, because I can't see anybody else off the track as P. White now comes out just in between Speed Demon and Toronto Motorsport. The P. White there comes out. Let's just make sure that was nice and clean. You can see him coming out there of the pits, and Toronto Motorsport has to just hold off, and P. White is there on the inside. I think P. White was ahead, and P. White has managed to get out in seventh place, and that has split the two, giving the Speed Demon a bit of breathing space. But P. White on the soft tyres is going to be heading off after Speed Demon there on much fresher rubber. And I can see P. White making that move early on in this stint, possibly the final stint as well, depending on whether they have indeed managed to get onto the hard tyres. This does look to be where the fight is. A Sai now into the pit. So where is Sai going to come out in amongst all of this? Have we seen... So Shadow's come into the pits with soft tyres. I don't think he's taken on the hards. The Shadow is still got to have another pit stop. As we just drop back and have a look at this battle. So yeah, P. White has got that move done on Speed Demon. Let's just go back and see where that got done. So P. White gets a good drive around the right-handers. Oh, he just sends it out the inside before the before that final right-hander. Great move from P. White there, and he's got it up into 6th place, and off up the road he goes now, looking to try and make headway. And he's going to want to try and come out ahead of Sai, but he's not going to. Sai is back out on a fresh set of soft tyres. Canados is now dropping back down through the field, taking on some fuel, but P. White now finding himself up into 5th as Speed Demon has pitted now as well. That's dropped the gap down, just giving a bit more of a gap between these two as Canados comes back out into 7th place. Harris doing great stuff up in 3rd place at the moment, still with 1 stop to go, I would imagine, looking at the state of his tyres and the fuel. But a good recovery drive after his earlier excursions as well. As Shadow now comes into the pits, so now where is Shadow going to come out? Where is Sai going to come out? I think Shadow has got this sewn up because Shadow is in the pits taking on some fuel, and he's coming out of the pits, and Sai is only just coming around that penultimate left-hander there, and Shadow is off up the road. So Shadow is absolutely smashing this. He's out on the hard tyres to get his hard tyre stint done, and he's been absolutely seamless this race and really shown what he's got, and great stuff from him. And Sai is just going to have to play second fiddle and solidify that second place there. P. White now back up into 3rd, and I think that is net 3rd, so P. White is looking at a podium. Toronto Motorsport will be looking to try and get those softs to the end of this race, and that is going to be one hell of a performance from Toronto Motorsport as well. Started in 16th place and last, and he is flying in 4th place at the moment, and I don't believe he needs to stop again. So if he can keep it on the straight and narrow, he's got 4th place in the bag. But Canados, we already know from the fact he put it on pole, has got pace, and those tyres on Toronto Motorsport are going to wear, and Canados has got fresh soft rubber. So can Canados catch and pass Toronto Motorsport and maybe even P. White? Not too far back, but he is running out of time and laps to do it in, so watch this space with that one. Carlsberg also finding himself up in 6th place. He does look like he will have to pit again. Tyre is not looking brilliant. Grahamid Ali out on medium rubber in 7th place. A good strong performance from Grahamid. A couple of issues early on, but benefited from a lot of errors from the guys around him, and he's kept it relatively clean for the most part, and he's in 7th place, which isn't a bad return considering his qualifying position, and I think he might be happy with that performance and be looking forward to the next race. Pablo Jr. in 8th place, our 2nd place in the championship last season. As I just spotted something happening. Oh, it looks like back of the grid. Hoyland, I won't go back, but Hoyland and G. Smith there. And whilst it's just gonna bring it forward a little bit. I need to try and bridge some time, but we don't want to miss any potential overtakes that we can capture. And Canados has got a run on Toronto Motorsport going down into turn 1. Is he going to send it? He does. He's got that inside line. Can he hold it? He's holding the inside line, but Toronto Motorsport had the momentum going around the outside, and that kink comes up, and Canados is all over the back, but Toronto Motorsport looks like he's got some serious lag. That is really tough to race against, to be fair. Canados doing well to not get caught out by the positioning of GrTwosdays Motorsports car all over the track. And he's going to have to sort of sit back a little bit. He's misjudged that corner, and that has dropped him back. And that is going to cost him a little bit of time. He's going to have to build that up. So we'll just encourage it on a little bit through. And we're back through to the end of this lap. At lap 33. And Canados is going to have another run on GrTwosdays Motorsport. Coming down across the start-finish line into turn 1. With all the chaos and all the incidents that we've had, and going back and just keeping tabs on what's been going on, time has got away from us. So I'm going to have to keep diving forward with the race, just to try and make sure we get everything covered. As we look at these two battling it out, and I'm staying with these two because this is a battle for 4th and 5th. We don't appear to have anybody this close throughout the grid on the mini-map. So this is where the final battle is going to really hot up. And Canados is now going down the inside into the final turn. He gets the move done. Can GrTwosdays Motorsport battle back? I think GrTwosdays Motorsport's tyres are gone, and Canados has benefited from that better rubber. And he is up into 4th place. And he will be glad for that return, considering how he dropped from first on the grid, pole position, down the pack after the earlier issues being hit off. And it's a great recovery drive, really, from Canados. And I think that is sewn up, as now we have Pablo Jr. and Speed Demon battling out. Can Pablo Jr. hold on from Speed Demon? Speed Demon goes deep, and he's on the grass. He's going to have dirty tyres going around the next few corners, but Pablo Jr. is on the hards and the Speed Demon is on the softs. So the softs are still going to be grippier. And this is now the next little battle that we have. So let's, I really want to try and get everybody covered. Speed Demon's got a lot of work to do to try and bridge that gap. And he's only got a couple of laps to do it, but he is getting closer. We'll just go and have a little look at what's going on there with G. Smith and... Oh, it's Canados' lap, G. Smith. So, we've got Shadow out in first, comfortably leading this race, with Sai in second. It looks like that gap has been closed. Sai has been on a run on those soft tyres with Shadow on the hards, but I don't think he's going to be able to close up enough. And P. White is holding on to a podium position. He'll be chuffed with that. Great return for P. White. Muhammad Ali there in 6th. GrTwosdays Motorsport dropping back now from Canados. Muhammad Ali going to be having a look, and Perez is having a look. So these three are going to come together towards the end of this race. As Perez now looks to have a look on Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali takes the defensive line going into the final turn. Perez looking to go around the outside. Is Perez going to hold on around the outside? Muhammad Ali's got the tighter inside line. Perez are going to have the momentum down the straight. They come across the start-finish line. Muhammad Ali still ahead. He's going to have the inside line going into turn 1. But Perez is looking to go around the outside. Side by side as they go round, and Perez drives around the outside of Muhammad Ali. Benefits from those soft tyres, and he gets the move done. Perez is up in the 6th place. Muhammad Ali drops to 7th. I don't think he's going to have the grip to battle that one back. So that is going to be Perez in 6th. Great stuff from Perez as we have to blip forward a little bit further. Can't see any place changes going on at the moment. We're now on to the final lap. Let's go back up to Shadow. Absolute chaos, action everywhere. Shadow now comes around the final turn to take the checker flag. Sai did do a great job on those soft tyres. He closed the gap, but not enough. And Sai takes 2nd place. P. White now coming round for a podium finish. He will be absolutely chuffed with that. Great stuff from P. White as he comes around the final turn, across the start-finish line, and take 3rd place. Great stuff from P. White. Canados then will be holding on for 4th place. A good recovery drive from Canados as Paris there comes across the start finish line to take fifth from Trano Motorsport from Muhammad Ali. Paris getting Trano Motorsport towards the back end of the lap, and Speed Demon getting 8th, Pablo Jr. 9th, Carlsberg 10th, Bain 11th, Hoyland 12th, and that is all we got time for.